this one just seems to bring the best out of certain players.
Yeah, there's no feeling in session here. There's no Friday afternoon. It's straight at it on Saturday, and the crowd are here and they're ready to go. And this fella will want to get a good visit here to try and get down to a finish. Needs a treble though. Doesn't find one. This European qualifier.
$135. $58. Ryan, you require
49 for Ryan Joyce. And 2-0.
Game shot in the second leg, Ryan Joyce.
Yeah, certainly does. Ryan Joyce is not yet in the places for the match play, so another 59. Good run here would do him the power of good. Snow White.
Only 2 dwarves though.
And they were bigger than her. How does that work?
100. Andras, you require 121.
Big ask for Andras.
$45.
He'd be disappointed with that, won't he? Because Joyce on 150, he would have wanted to leave maybe a 1 darter there. Well, he's going to come back for 76, Andras. And this for a first leg
58.
On the European Tour this year.
76.
Can he hold his nerve here and register a first leg? Is he going to stay there? He is. So double 18, 1 dart for a leg on the board. And that's 40. A pretty nervy dart.
Ryan, you require
that misses
92.
the target by some distance.
Yeah, he was a long way away, Andras. Plum first dart from Ryan Joyce.
60.
Very nearly stole the leg away from Andras. With a chance at double 18 once again for the young Hungarian.
Yeah, he's got to be brave here. He's got to go right at it. And he does, right in the top corner. Andras Borbely has his first leg on the European Tour 2025. It is a hold of throw.
Yeah, Ryan knocked out Michael van Gerwen en route to the final of that European Tour event in Göttingen. That was in March, and MVG was the defending champion. Defending champion here in Munich has already relinquished his trophy. Luke Humphries has decided not to participate.
Well, this would be some way to get a second leg. Again, he's just too high, isn't he? Time running out for the young Hungarian.
58.
I wonder if his dartboard at home is hung 2 inches too high, because that's consistently where that first dart is kept on landing.
54. Andras, you require 112.
Oh, match start been and gone. 112 to stay alive then. Only needs 1 treble in this combination. But he's got to hit it now. And he's the wrong side of the wire. Disappointment for Andras Borbely.
38.
Tried his
Ryan
best.
Requires 16.
But Ryan Joyce looking at double 8 for the match. And he's getting closer. 4th match start for a 6-1 win.
Game
and
shot.
Ryan Joyce racks up
Ryan
an opening
Joyce.
victory here in Munich. The young teenager Andras Borbely. Well, he did get a leg on the board, but it was tough going for the youngster.
Was decent on the European Tour last year as well, Richie Edhouse.
Yeah, kept on finding his way through to the final day. Last 16 quarter-final, last 16 quarter-final. And of course, that just adds up. Picking up chunks of £4,000 or £5,000 over and over and over. Now, this year, he's won a couple of games. He's lost 3. Now, it puts him in the provisional spots for Dortmund. Very early days, granted. But that'll be his first goal. Just get to Dortmund so he can try and defend that tight. At the moment, he's doing enough, and you would think he's going to have plenty of opportunities, but just needs to start playing a little bit better, a little more consistently, I think, for him to feel comfortable.
Well, summed up in that last visit, 140, previous visit, 60. Mickey on target, though, for a hold of throw.
Third leg, Richie to throw first.
15 darts.
Averaging way north of 105 for the whole tournament. But not here this weekend to defend the title. MVG, a three-time winner. Humphreys
86.
a couple of times. And Michael Smith, the other winner of this title.
Won't go for Mickey. You mentioned MVG. I was looking at the statistics. MVG's actually lost more games than he's won this year, which is alien, put it that way. That is just not common whatsoever.
Yeah, it has happened, but it hasn't happened since he became a major champion well over a decade ago.
88.
Troubling times for the three-time world champion. It'll be troubling times for Richie Edhouse here. That is in. Double 14 for the first breaker throw in this game. Double 7.
70.
Messy, but that's very much in keeping with the game so far.
72.
Well, the first leg of the game was a 21 darter.
Mickey requires
Well, if Mickey doesn't
14.
take this double 7, we could be north of those 21 darts thrown. Such an awkward double.
Games on the fifth leg, Mickey Mansell.
But it's in. And
Sixth
Mickey
leg,
Mansell
Mickey to throw
sneaks
first.
into a 3-2 advantage.
Game.
Not vintage stuff here at the Zenit. Well, I think that's been the thing with this contest, Dan. It's neither player has truly troubled the other. I mean, Mickey Mansell's 4-2 up here. But there's nothing that either player has done in this match to give the other the heebie-jeebies of any kind.
97.
Absolutely.
Richie requires
Whoever wins this is
85.
walking off thinking I've got quite fortunate there. It's not even close to the trouble. Now, Mickey is probably far enough away, he doesn't need to go for the ball, but he is going to go for it anyway. Big fat 20 and bullseye.
Sixth.
Well, he's close.
Mickey requires 142.
Yeah, just with the way that Richie's been playing, felt like bullseye could have lit a fire underneath him as he eyes a comeback.
55. Richie requires 25.
Double 8. Can use it.
17.
Doesn't use it.
Mickey requires
Disgusted with himself,
87.
Richie Edhouse.
Oh, this would be a big step towards victory. It'll be 20 and bull for Mickey Mansell.
$62.
Another dart missed at bullseye
Richie
between these two.
requires 8.
But with the finishing, he's missed a dozen darts at double already, Richie Edhouse.
Yes, on the
But
seventh
he's
leg,
hit one, and that's the
Richie.
sarcastic celebration. That's what it's about.
Mickey to throw first.
Managed to win his first
Yeah.
leg in 4.
Yeah, things can happen, not just game by game, not just leg by leg, literally visit by visit. It can take one visit to just strap a rocket to yourself. Even seen a microcosm of that in this particular game.
55.
Mickey Mansell
Mickey requires 160.
kicked off a leg with a 180. Polished it off in 15 darts.
Well, he's going to get a match. Oh, sorry, dart to go 5-3 up here. Double top, his favourite. Which is pinned. It is the highest finish of the game. Mickey Mansell is a leg away.
For Mickey Mansell.
6.
Richie then goes trebleless. It's two trading blows. Be the decisive leg for Mickey Mansell.
He's really in trouble at the start of this leg, Mickey Mansell. He might be turning it around. Edhouse will not take the 161. There is an accusing look over his shoulder as Mickey meanders past him.
58. Mickey requires 76.
But this will bring it to an end. Just when it looked like Edhouse might be turning this around. 20 and tops for a 6-4 win. Mickey Mansell picks up his first Euro Tour win of the year. The European champion, Richie Edhouse, he's gone in round 1. It'll be the Northern Irishman who faces the rock star Joe Cullen in round 2 tomorrow.
And yet we saw him on the European Tour a few weeks ago, lose to Raymond van Barneveld, and he was bamboozled how poorly he'd played. It just shows how quickly it can turn around, doesn't it?
140.
I'm reliably told they're sheep.
What did you think they were?
Racist clouds?
Razma looking at 64 for a 2-1 lead. Another one of those. We'll leave the double. Nicely done. Razma holds his throw.
Should be going on the 20s here. Oh, what a leg of darts this is from Madders Razma.
When he plays like this, fantastic to watch. Grundy can't find the treble.
139.
It's an okay visit, but it feels a little bit too late. 16 for a 4-2 lead and a third successive breaker throw. Just the target. And strikes nicely. Madders Razma 4-2 up. And now they're hoping to consolidate his throw here. This has got to go big. Gives him an outside chance, but Razma first in then to wrap it up in style. 140, not going to go this time. So Grundy now will be getting himself ready for this 110. To stay in the tournament here in Munich. Madhouse nearly fell off the hockey there. We've had a darts player forgetting his shirt and a darts player forgetting there was an hockey in the way.
Shots on. Double 16.
78.
Well, when he took out 82 in 2 darts in the second leg of this match, Robert Grundy must have been feeling great. He will not be feeling great now. Match start, Madders Razma.
40.
Been and gone.
32.
Grundy then. This has to go. Just 2 of 11 he's hit so far. Two eights.
Yes, on the 8th leg.
Tidies up. And he's back within 2, but he's got to break Razma here and now.
Yeah. 133.
Well, he's got to hit a maximum. And he's not going to do it, so Madders Razma's got time here. And the sensible play, I mean, the bullseye's a great first dart, to be honest. I don't think he needs to go on the 18s, but that's where he's looking.
59.
Well, it's messy, isn't it? And he's not left single to double.
No, but these may well be the last 3 darts Robert Grundy throws in Munich. Got to get a treble. No, not that one. Well, Madhouse can pick his own route here, go whatever way he wants to win it, and set up a tie against Danny Noppert.
Just about in the 14.
31.
Not in the double 16 yet. It's another match start that's come and gone for Madhouse Razma, but he has the insurance policy of knowing he's getting more, and he might get loads more. He should get enough to win it.
Yeah, Grundy will be kicking himself here. He's had multiple chances to get within striking range. Double 16 then for Madhouse Razma, and a place in round 2 tomorrow against Danny Noppert. Finally, the Latvian number 1 hits the required double, and he is through. Disappointment for Robert Grundy, who showed flashes in and amongst that, but he couldn't quite go on. Well, not a bad position to be in. An opportunity. Woody, oh, nice switch. That's a good visit for him. I'm hoping to take that out in double quick time and just settle the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, you get broken twice in the first 3 legs. Your opponent's halfway to victory. This is an important outshot for Luke Woodhouse here. It's a bogus first start, isn't it? Recovers well.
62.
Can't get the job done with that last start. That first one undid him a bit, really, didn't it?
It did. And this would hurt. That's not a great first start. He's found the treble. Needs a double. What an outshot that was from Crabtree. And Woody just a slump of the shoulders there. Cam Crabtree looks fired up, ready to roll today, doesn't he? That's a great outshot.
But like you say, it doesn't really matter when your opponent is blasting you off the board, which is what Cam Crabtree's doing at the moment.
140.
Certainly is. Look at that, 81 after 9. Woodhouse here got to hit a treble. Does. He's got himself down to a finish just in case, but Crabtree, 81, he fancy he takes this out. And with a dart like that, he's got every chance. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Cam Crabtree. And look, Woodhouse looks bemused as to what's going on, but look at that, 4 solid legs of darts, 103.66 the average for Crabtree.
European Championship semi-finalist last year, lost to Richie Edhouse, who's already out. Beaten earlier on by Mickey Mansell.
60.
Timing, absolute timing. In a leg where he's really struggled, he hits a max and knows that there's nothing Woodhouse can do about it. And this feels like a huge visit in this match. If Crabtree nails this and goes 5-1 up, he's within touching distance of a first ever European Tour victory. Double 6. This is a big, big moment for the young fella.
18. Luke, you
It's a test he doesn't pass, at least in this sitting. Woodhouse now to half his deficit. Double 4.
68.
Narrowly misses.
Can you require 6?
Those weren't badly thrown darts either, were they? They were both on the wire. Crabtree, who's missed 3, needs double 3. Well, those were 3 pretty weakly thrown darts. They never really threatened the target, and Woodhouse here is sensing an opportunity. Can he take it?
He can take it
from the 6th leg.
on double 4.
Luke Woodhouse.
And it's now 2-4. Too far north of the target.
44.
It's got a bit scratchy, hasn't it, in this 9th leg. Huge leg in this match. This is the 4th of 8 this afternoon, another 8 to come tonight.
91.
He's expecting a 9-darter with that umbrella hat, surely. A beer shower.
Luke require 100.
This for the lead for the first time in the match. Great first start. Level 10. Oh, that is a wild dart.
Can you require 117?
This is huge for Cam Crabtree. Not going to go. A little smirk 57. On the young man's face. Luke Woodhouse has 5 remaining for 5 legs on the bounce and a 5-4 lead in this game.
Not a given though, this is it. Double 2. Well tidied up. Really well done from Woodhouse. It is 5 on the spin.
10th leg, a counter.
And he's 1 away from a meeting. Yeah, the drop-off has been quite significant. However, the sides, he's starting to get his scoring boots back on.
$128.
Superb.
Can you require 108?
Well, that was an essential setup shot. This could be an essential out shot. Might go, does go, and there we go. We do have a level game and a deciding leg. And this game, in all fairness, probably does deserve one. It's the second 108 finish for Cam Crabtree in this game. Cam was a couple of darts away from being 5-1 up.
$96.
It was more than a couple. He was 6 darts away, wasn't he?
$59.
Having got a lead, it's now not so far in front. Woody's inching towards the treble. He's coming down
59.
Purely
Can you require
to leave him on a finish, but this to win it in style.
$94.
Well,
Luke, you require
tempting Luke Woodhouse here.
170.
A big fish to win the match. Well, he didn't even get the line cast, did he there?
60.
No. Now then, big moment for Cam Crabtree.
60?
Potential first victory on the European Tour stage. Led 4-0, then trailed 5-4. He needs tops for the victory, and he gets it. Cam Crabtree apologises, but he shouldn't. He is through, beats his chest. Proud moment for the young man. He's through to take on Luke Littler, the world champion here in Munich tomorrow night. Cam Crabtree is through. It's an early exit for Luke Woodhouse. Crabtree is through. He's delighted. He's beaten Woodhouse by 6 legs to 5.
It's down Suter, I think it was, and then he just threw it away. There's no other way to describe how he lost the game. He threw it away. He hedged his bets a little bit, almost tempting his opponent, not going for finishes when he probably should have done. And it cost him. This is good.
100.
Very good from Neil Zonneveld.
Earlier 116.
It's 116 now. It's a little heftier than it did before.
Yeah, on the first leg.
I suppose it was just a meaty mouthful for Daryl Gurney. He just chomped straight into that, didn't he? 1-0, 116. Thanks. Cheers. Almost more of an alignment with that 18 segment. Speaking of alignment, 3 in a row. 180s in back-to-back legs for Neil Zonneveld.
Threatening a 4-visit leg of his own.
140.
He may
161.
need to take this. Can he clear 341 points in 2 visits? The answer is an overwhelming no. Bullseye.
90. Narrowly require 104. $56. Nails will require 71.
This would make it 1-1. Well, 51 was the target. Gives himself a chance at tops though.
On the second
It's a
leg,
chance he takes.
Niels Zonneveld. Third leg, Niels to throw first.
Is it a fourth 180 for Niels Zonneveld? Yes, it is. He is not renowned as one of the biggest 180 hitters, Niels Zonneveld, but they are there for him today.
100.
And he's up against a man who was held as one of the biggest 180 hitters in the game for a time. Certainly when he was in the Premier League, hitting more than anybody else in that tournament. He is not quite in that upper echelon of
86.
max hitters nowadays, Gurney. And still score.
$58.
Not much of a score there.
140.
This for a 3-2 lead if it goes. He does make a start into this 140, which he wasn't able to do in the last leg.
100.
Leaves himself handy. Back for tops.
Yeah, why not?
108.
Leaves him an awkward 26, but it gets a bit of noise in the room. Does it distract Niels? Does it? No, it does not.
Yeah,
Or if it did, it didn't matter, because for the second leg running, Niels Zonneveld has come to the board looking at tops, pinned it eventually on double 10. Back-to-back legs, the first hold of throw in this game, and it goes the way of the Dutchman.
60.
Fox.
It looks like security are having a word with it, be it fox, chipmunk or squirrel.
100.
This has been a bit of a squirrely game, hasn't it?
What do you mean by that, Noel?
58.
Tell me, elaborate. Because it's nuts.
I can't say any more than that.
Fair enough. Zonneveld's looking good here, though.
105.
I tell you what, if he played like this when we last saw him in the semi-finals of the Czech Darts Open in Prague, he probably would have wiped the floor with Kim Huybrechts, and he'd been going into a first Euro Tour final, going to the European
96.
Championship. Who knows? Could have been a Euro Tour champion, although it was unlikely. It was Luke Humphries in the final. But this for a 14-darter. Over to the double 9.
87.
And can't keep this streak of 4 visit legs going, but Gurney's having to pull out something pretty miraculous here.
Would have been somewhat ironic had Niels stretched into a 3-leg lead on double 18.
94. Niels, you require 9. Gash on the 7th leg.
5-2.
Niels Zonneveld. 31.
Truth be told, when you've just been a dart or so ahead of your opponent for large parts of the match, those 180s have played a massive role in it. And he might hit another one here to set himself up to win the match. Back-to-back 180s for Niels Zonneveld. This is how you close a game out on throw.
Six.
81 after 9 darts. Darrell's back on the big fish. Niels will want this to win the match.
32. Darrell, you require 107.
Now this would be something. Just missed a dart at bullseye for the 167. Is he going to get a dart at bullseye for the big fish? No, he's not.
83.
And that one thrown in anger and in haste.
Niels require 49.
Not sure what he's unhappy about. Frustrating game for Gurney because he's not played poorly, he just hasn't played quite as well as Niels. Although that's a shocker of a dart. Miles away from the single 9 he was going for to win it.
20.
Match dart missed, a second one in this leg. Gurney, is he going to regret hitting that treble 1 with the last dart rather than setting up more proficiently?
Well, he was chuntering away to himself, wasn't he? That's important.
77.
Well, that was
Nails are
simply
required,
put
20.
miles away.
Well, there's no two ways about it. This has been one of the most impressive performances Neil Zonneveld has produced on a European Tour stage. And that wraps it up. Darryl Gurney is beaten. Doesn't seem to be any ill will between the pair. Gurney averaging a ton, but chasing for so much of the game because Neil Zonneveld was so efficient in setting up legs and then taking his chances. That throw is a thing of beauty. Oh.
180.
It is amazing watching him play. Like, I know in the second leg. It's amazing watching him when he's
100.
on. But it genuinely induces a sort of feeling of resentment and anger in me. It's like, why don't you do this? You can do it. Can you just not be bothered to do it on the tour?
Josh Rockawaite's the winner of this one. That'll be an interesting matchup for Scott.
140. Scots require 126.
Take out a second tumpless finish. Shots on. Very much on now. Magnificent.
Scott Williams.
Whether they like him or not here in Munich, he is entertaining. And again, the swagger, the nod of the head, the shrug of the shoulders. It's Shaggy's show, and we're just privileged to be here watching it.
And I'm sure there's people that aren't particularly keen on it, but I presume that those same people think that Eric Bristow was an absolute disgrace, because it's exactly what he did.
180.
Bristow backed it up by winning everything multiple times. Scott Williams has got the talent to win anything.
140.
That's the thing, though. If you're going down the love-to-hate route, you've got to have the game to back it up, haven't you? Hang on. Is he going to do it again?
96.
Not quite. Big visit this now for Mansell.
110.
Needs a treble. Double 18. Wessel Nijman stands firm, gets the fifth leg and cuts the gap. First to a finish, but advantage Wessel from this position, you would think. Well, now you know.
45.
Yeah, Williams has had 2 turn-outs. He's not going to get the opportunity of the third.
84.
And Nijman having created the opportunity to level up the match. The 3-3. Good marker, surely. It is. We are level at 3-3. Nijman firing in an 11-dart leg. Yeah, and especially if there's a 2-treble visit here, although that's a poor first dart from Nijman.
30.
Well, Scott Williams says, I'll have a poor visit. Mansell says, hold my beer. Watch this one.
100.
Desperate to stay on the 20s here, because a ton gets him to a finish.
41.
And ultimately he pays the price for a poor first dart. Scott Williams going to go on the 16s. Oh, double.
48.
Well, that would have been showboating. I think we might have had a strut if that one had gone in. He'll be back for the double. He just hit it in the last leg.
43.
Sorry, in the last visit.
32.
You've already hit it once. And he does hit it again. Now, arguably, that's the best dart to double 16 he's had in that leg. And 3 attempts at it. He needs to cut that gap. It's not happening. Wessel Nijman cannot buy a treble in this leg, and it's just allowing Scott Williams to get this game won. 120 left, 100 left, and he'll be hoping for tops left.
61.
Well, not done yet. Again, it's got to be 2 trebles minimum. Minimum 140 here for Nijman to keep this game alive. Oh dear, he's gone.
81.
Oh, one big treble. Scott Williams for the match, and he's 80.
Oh my word, really? Really? You're only leading 5-4 and you've got double 5-ball to win the game. Awful, he says. Oh, well, Wessel, that would have been hilarious if Wessel Nijman takes the 1-5-5 and has the darts to win the match. But ultimately, he's got to burn a dart to get to a double. That is what a guide. Double A. And he can't take the chance.
He's had 3 for the match. Nijman now is getting a chance he did not expect. Williams is furious. Opportunities created and wasted. Will he get another one? Can Nijman steal it? Well, it's going to be another one of those. It is. Bullseye to level up the match and send us to a decider. Over the top. Williams survives and breathes a big sigh of relief.
Ridiculous showboating from Scott Williams to try and win the match. But he gets away with it. He cannot help himself, can he? Scott Williams puts on a show, even putting himself in peril. But Wessel Nijman unable to take the game to a last leg decider. And it is Shaggy who goes through to face Josh Rock, his good mate and practice partner in round 2 here in Munich.
He managed to get all the way through to the showpiece. So that will give Huybrechts some belief.
Yeah, certainly will. Still a tough competitor, Huybrechts.
81, Kim Yokwa, 164.
He's in control of the opening leg on his own throw. Oh, now the shot's on. Is he going to go for it? He does go for it. Wow, the 1-6-4. I think everybody was waiting for him to lay up the fist bump from Behrens. Welcome to the European Tour, young man. The hurricane has just hit you hard in the opening leg. Behrens maybe needed Kim to have an off day today, and he's far from it at the moment. He's actually red hot here.
59.
I do wonder what's going through Finn's head every time he turns round. A German lad in Munich on the European Tour, playing against someone who potentially he might have watched on the TV when he was a youngster.
Yeah, not the start the Germans would have wanted.
118.
Another great visit from Huybrechts again. 1-2-2. Can he get the treble to leave a shot at the bullseye? Not quite, just over pitched. He thought for a moment as though it was in. And he's not going to get a shot at the finish, and that's not a good last start either.
Huybrechts to sweep into a 4-0 lead.
Game shot the 4th leg, Kim Huybrechts.
Oh, this is comprehensive. I was looking at a graph of his year-on-year earnings across his career, Kim Huybrechts. It's like the Himalayas, up and down, left and right. But at the moment, he is just dominating the youngster, battering him into submission.
He is, and this is like the Huybrechts of old.
43.
Michael van Gerwen awaits in round 2 tomorrow night.
$59.
180s in 3 consecutive legs for Kim Huybrechts. 1 away from the whitewash, averaging a tick over 104.
Kim Yokwa, 122.
The last 2 legs, Finn has been closer, but not close enough. Kim Huybrechts is just on one here. Absolutely dominant. The hurricane breezes past Behrens. The 18-year-old German, in his first European Tour appearance, will have to depart the stage in the blink of an eye, because Kim Huybrechts has just absolutely wiped the floor with him. A rueful smile on his face, but there was nothing he could do. Kim Huybrechts firing in 4 maximums, averaging 105, utterly dominant.
But it is interesting to see how that will change. You look back at, say, Johnny Clayton. Johnny Clayton, who, truth be told, had jacked in his job. long before, effectively, it was official.
96.
But he always said, I liked having that safety net. I was going away and playing darts, and it wasn't as if I needed to win some games to pay the bills.
56.
Can be difficult.
I suppose it applies a different type of pressure. Becomes your
60.
main source
How
of
many require
income.
130?
Yes. Well, he had a look at the bullseye, didn't he, Cameron
Kevin,
Menzies?
require 130.
Same check out for Kevin Doets. Yes. That's how it's done.
Kevin Doets.
Same check out. One dart difference.
Fourth leg, Kevin and throw first.
A couple of millimetres difference.
Hasn't capitalised on it in that visit, but you can see from the numbers, way clear on the overall average, way clear in the first 9. So Cameron's going to have to do a bit more of that.
97.
Yeah, as you say, that first dart from Kevin, just continually finding the treble 20.
96. Kevin, you require 164. $58. Cameron, you require 108.
This is a pretty big outshot for Menzies. Give him a boost. The route back in, but
84.
set himself up
Kevin, you
instead. That's all
require
he could do.
106.
First dart in the treble again.
88. Cameron, you require 24.
Dart missed for 4-1. Could it be a turning point in the game?
Game
Double
shot
12
fifth
pinned by
leg.
Cammy.
Cameron Menzies.
Cuts the gap to
Six
just
Kevin
one
and
leg.
focus. 26.
Interesting.
Kevin, you require 142.
This would put him back 2 in front. Well, that's quite unfortunate. It's been quite an unfortunate game for Kevin Doets. And yet he still leads 3-2. Might be more.
Kevin, you
Just get the
require
single
17.
1 first. Give your full focus to that. No, listen, Kev.
Score.
Yeah,
Cameron, you require
because that's
77.
the danger. Double top. Oh, that was for a
57.
level game. Now, don't overcompensate and go into the 20s.
Kevin, you require 17.
I mean, don't throw it in the 18s again either. There we go. Double 8s. Double 4. This should be 4-2. It isn't.
Cameron,
He
you
missed darts for
require
4-1.
20.
He's now missed darts for 4-2. And now the game
shot
is
the sixth
3-3.
leg. Cameron Menzies.
Well, we've said he's been unlucky
Seventh
in
leg,
this
Cameron
game
and throw
in
first.
flashes, Kevin Doets, but there was nothing unlucky about that. It just was sloppy.
Bad darts.
100.
Doesn't make a great deal of sense, does it?
100. $57. $129.
Worst miss in the world for Doets. Leaves 92. But that's a beauty of a visit. 180, leaves himself on that double 12. Will he get a go at it? Double-double, it has to do. Can't get the first one. Doets leaves himself on 36, but he's relying on misses from Menzies. There have been a fair few. But not with the last dart. Menzies leads this game and is a leg away.
Well, there's an argument to say no, he wouldn't have done it. But with darts like that, you just don't know. That's what Cameron Menzies has been throwing recently. Really good darts.
Well, he's stuck in this, Cameron.
60.
It was not going his way. He was being bullied through the middle part of the game. He's come back with his 3 best legs of the match. Splits it, does not hit it. He has sacrificed the dart at double potentially there to get one at his favoured double. Doets, this is a makeable shot. It's hard. But he can follow that. For double 14. Oh, Kevin Doets.
134.
Would have kept us alive. And he knows it, Kevin Doets. It matters not. Limp handshake and look of disappointment on the face of Kevin Doets, who missed darts for a 4-1 lead in this game. Cameron Menzies rallied and showed some of the class and quality we've seen him display in recent times. He ends up pinching it by 6 legs to 4. Cameron Menzies will face Ryan Searle tomorrow afternoon. Disappointment for Kevin Doets.